Hello and welcome back to the Past Turn podcast with myself, Aaron Francis, and the no longer mysterious man, Tom Durrant.
Hello again.
We aim to bring you all the latest Magic the Gathering, hype, spoiler discussions, and our very own and sometimes foolish opinions. Wherever you might be out there listening or watching this, please make sure you check out our YouTube channel where this stream is coming to you live from. And please make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hit the little bell notification if you want to be notified. Today we've got a special guest on the channel, and that is James. So if I reveal, there he is. Look.
Hi.
This is James. So James, you're the avid collector of the Pass the Turn extended universe.
Yes,
like
all of. I suppose it's a hobby alongside Magic the Gathering,
or an obsession, more like.
We try not to use that word. It's a bad word.
The wife doesn't see the balance sheets, does she?
No, she doesn't. And it's better to keep separate bank accounts, and
Oh yeah. So you would have seen James on the channel a long time ago, back in my old flat, playing some Commander. So today's episode is all about sort of collecting legendary commanders. That's what you do a lot of, James, and just a sort of general upkeep of Magic the Gathering collections and how we store them, how we manage them, and all that sort of stuff, really.
Yeah, I do a bit of all that. Sort of, it makes things a lot easier to keep it, acquire or get a hand when you know everything is.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, we'll just go straight into it, shall we? I mean, we've all got very large collections, some larger than others. But, James, as a Commander collector...
Okay. I feel...
How do you... Yeah. How do you sort of store all of your commanders? How do you do it? Show us some good. Show us some aesthetics.
Right. Well, obviously there are quite a few commanders. The more you get into it, the more you realise just how many there is. EDH Rec is just a brilliant example.
Oh yeah.
I've got a few of these folders filled with all unique collections of. They're not filled, but they are. Yeah. I have placeholders.
I was going to say, have you got spaces ready for the ones you're missing?
Yeah, you see. Yeah. So what I do is, from the beginning, which the first time when they printed a legendary creature, it was called a summon legend back then, but it was in Legends, which is 96, I think it was.
Those are the old Elder Dragons right?
That's with the ones with the old Elder Dragons.
Yeah.
But yeah, they started printing them then. I think that was to about 43 unique creatures. Summon legend. You can only have one of, and as the rules follow. And from that, they then sort of spattered a few. But yeah, I've sort of managed to collate a list and ordered my folders accordingly, so that as I get a new one, I can slot it straight in. It's a spot. So,
and how did you? I was going to say, actually, I completely forgot to go through how you managed to get into Magic for the first time and everything. That's one of the first questions we ask anyone new on the podcast.
Well, the first time was back. It was 2007, 2008, I think it was. A friend of mine sort of said, "Oh, yeah, because when you're a particular type of person, you sort of gel with other people, and you sort of like, you're playing WoW. Do you play this, that, and the other? Oh, you should come along to play Magic the Gathering with us. Oh,
yeah,
give that a go." And then all of a sudden, you just find yourself in sort of short
all
of
sorts
cash.
Of mischief.
It's not you just amount to spend easily just to sort of crack packs and everything else. Just the joy smells. This is great.
Oh, the smell, yeah, the smell.
The smell, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, here's an example. Not a particularly complete page, but as you can imagine, as the sort of collections, I sort of color code each different set. So it's each spot, and then as time progresses, I've got more complete sets. But obviously, I'll pull some out if I'm using them for something or another. So yeah, and that's just one of the folders. Yeah,
that's just one.
Yeah,
You said you started in, like 2007, 2008. Do you know what sort of?
I
sets
did.
red
I mean,
standard?
I sort of, yeah, that was. I would quite remember Mirrored and Block. I was quite a fan of all those mirror creatures. I made a mirror deck or two, and
Oh yeah.
that was, yeah, I quite enjoyed that. And then Girlfriends and stuff, sort of, gave Magic up for a while, and I got back in properly, sort of Dominaria, and then
right.
shortly after into Commander. So that was,
Yeah. Well, it's a good time to get into it though. Dominaria. There
I think
loads
it
of that
was.
set. Absolutely loads of them.
Yeah, absolutely, quite a. I think that was a good 40 plus in that set. So it really started. I think they started. Yeah, it was. They sort of really sort of demonstrated how powerful like the uncommon commanders could be. They had, like, and,
Slim Voda.
Yeah. I think I tried. I attempted to make a Slimefoot deck, but it turned into a Gave deck.
Oh, of course it did. Yeah, I was going to say, as we're in the same. Fungus.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think you've played against that one.
Yeah. I think it was on the. I think it's on the channel at some. I think it's on the channel somewhere. If I've got it on the channel somewhere, I'll flash it up in the
Probably,
card
yeah.
top corner.
I think I did something horrible with it once, and I think we had that on camera.
Yeah. We didn't have the mana tithe on camera though. When you mana tithe me, that's one of the stories that floats around on the
Which
podcast.
time was that?
When I tormented Hellfired for loads, you're just like, sorry, mana tithe.
Yeah,
Couldn't pay it.
I did a thing. White
Scarred me
counter.
for life. Yeah. Didn't see
All you
it
have to do
coming.
is pay one extra.
Exactly.
It's got
Why don't
greedy.
you find one, Aaron?
He put loads in. He could have one to spare. So
Going back to the folder. Obviously, you said they were color coded and what have you. So, as sort of like EDH deck builders, sometimes we like to like this is my comparison of cards just in a Nike shoebox, and it just says rares on it. That's my that's sort of my comparison. And when I'm looking for there's Coma, he's in the multicolored section. Oh wait, there's Carter.
Oh, right,
he's in the multicolored section without a sleeve. That's probably heresy.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
but-
all my commanders are double sleeved.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, mine is just in a shoebox that says rares on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of especially the ones that you get from like the commander sets that you get every year. A lot of them are foiled, so I mean, we've got to be careful with quite a few of the foils. They will curl over time, so the less that you get access to them, the better. So I double sleeve all my foils, and in turn, I ended up double sleeving them. Just makes life a bit easier, and it protects them. Obviously, some of the commanders can be a bit pricey, so you want to make sure you look after them.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to go into what was I saying about color coding? Yeah, so as deck builders, we obviously just go through our collections to see what we're going to build next. What legendary creature do we like the look of? Do you sort of order them in a way where they work by like sort of mechanics or color or anything like that, or is it generally in sort of?
No, I quite. I will sometimes just open up my folder and have a flick through, because if you look for a specific, sometimes you look for something specific, it can be quite easy to find, because for example, if you wanted to find something that morphed, obviously like back in the core, you know exactly where to look, because all the morph ones are going to be there, and they tend to have the sort of a similar sort of anything kicked. You obviously know there's certain sets that only introduce the kicker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's usually quite easy to find if you know which sets you're looking at. And that's exactly the order. I mean, I've got everything in a sort of a date order. So obviously I've got my first folder, which is obviously all the old stuff. And you can sort of see the progression on how they made the cards look quite a lot in that. Because it's over sort of over 10 years, the first folder. Whereas if you look at something more recent, that's folders from everything from Dominaria to Commander Legends. So, and that's now full.
It's like a big history lesson, then, isn't it?
It's
Really,
easy to have it in a numerical order. In a sort of sorry,
like a bit of a history
quite-
lesson if you go through your binders.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the comparison to sort of, I could actually probably pull one out actually, couldn't I? So if we bring in a card from Legends, not got that many, but I can hold that one up. There's an original Legend card,
Oh yeah.
Who is that?
and then obviously, sorry, which one was that?
Yeah, just couldn't read the.
Oh, a little bit. I know these are doubles. They're not probably going to shine. They're going to sort of glare a little bit.
No, you're gonna have to just tell us. I can't read it. As you know, I'm not wearing my glasses.
Oh yeah. You can't wear glasses and be on screen at the time. But that was Sir Shannon of the Elbernin. Never heard. He does nothing. That's the beauty of this card is it actually has flavor text, and that's it.
That is it. Yeah.
It's a 4/7 for 6 mana.
Have you ever built it? You ever built
Not
it as a
that
deck?
one, no. But the comparison between something like that and then here's a good example. Like one of these sort of foily, nice sort of golden, beautiful etched foils.
Oh, that's the mana burn one, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
Scorch Slash, yeah.
Pretty. But yeah, the comparison are just amazing. Especially when they started doing all the fancy arches with, and that was Dominaria. I think they brought that in.
Yeah, I think it
used
was
to be quite square framed. And I just there's a bit of nostalgia as well, especially when you go to back when you used to play and or something that's a bit older. That I don't know. There's a certain appeal to all of it.
I mean, what was the first commander you ever saw then, Tom? The first commander you ever played with or saw?
The first commander I ever played with was, is it Reese the Redeemed, the green-white one?
Oh, yeah.
The token generator. So this is back when commander was EDH, and that was like the OP of at the time. And it had a Dublin season in there when they only cost about £10. If that probably. It probably was only a couple of quid, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I think his name was Alex. A guy used to come to the shop, and he was the EDH player, and he had loads of them. And one day, after we'd finished F&M, he just said, "Does anyone want to play a game?" And just handed us out some decks. Yeah, we just smashed face with that. And I just had reason. I just had a million little elf tokens.
Brilliant.
And that hooked me. I was like, "Yeah, this is it. This is
Yeah.
it." And that was
It is
just
though, isn't it?
before they did release the commander stuff. Sorry, what were you saying, James?
That was 2011, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Sorry,
was the first product.
Sorry, Aaron.
Bit of a delay. But I think that was the first commander product, wasn't it? 2011?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bought all 5 straight away.
Did you know?
Because, like I said, it wasn't that long after I'd sort of got into the commander side of things, and I saw this. I thought, what a perfect way to jump in. And it was especially because it was the 3 color combinations, which are now not wedges, the ones from Tarkir. Yeah, wedges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was those. And before that, there was like no cards in that color combination. You had basically the original Elder Dragons, and I think there might have been like one more cycle and this. So they're really rare. So I thought, that like just good fun. Yeah, jump on.
Yeah, there's the Elder Dragons, and then there was the Reawakened Dragons, wasn't there? The Chromax and Rith and all that stuff. I think they were 3 color, weren't they?
Yeah, but they were the other 3, weren't they? They were the shards of Alara.
Oh, were they? Oh, right.
Rather than the wedges. I think like they were basically like the complementary, completing the 10 cycle that the Elder Dragon started.
Oh.
Amazing.
What about you, James? What was the first one you built? First commander deck you built?
I did actually. Well, the first time I built a commander was back in not like I've Dominaria. So, and I remember picking up a Krenko. So that was my first. Yeah.
Don't mention his name.
You might be familiar with that deck, although
yeah, definitely
there's been a lot more new material for just to make it even more horrible and crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's mental how quick that could be, but it's, you know, I think a good token deck is a really good starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, when things are very obvious about how it works, you know, you do this, you get lots of tokens. Tokens mean you kill people. Yeah, brilliant. I'll do that. It works. Whereas you've got sort of more complicated commanders where, well, if I tap this, you have mana, and if you can't use it, you die. So, you know.
Or whenever a land enters,
yeah.
draw a card. You love those, don't you, Tom?
That's some. Yeah, we like. Yeah, we all like those.
Always draw a card on something.
Yeah.
Like, I guess technically we all have it at the beginning of your turn. Draw a card. So there we are, and you just extend that to every other aspect. When you draw a card, and then then where does it stop? When you lose the game, draw a card.
Yeah.
Shronic Resonators, loving all those triggered abilities.
How about yourself, Aaron? Because how long have you been playing Commander?
Commander's what got me back into Magic, I think. About 3 years ago, I got into it. And originally, when I first started playing, I was playing with black and red. It was a Scorpion God deck, which was all based on -1/-1 counters. So yeah, Scorpion God was a card from Hour of Devastation, I think.
Yeah,
it wasn't Amonkhet. It was the one after that, I think. So yeah, -1/-1 counters, a lot of Wither, a lot of some Infect cards. But then back in those days, I used to run Ashen Moor Liege, which is actually one of the hybrid mana ones, black and red hybrid mana. And I thought I could run that in a Commander deck back then. You can't, can you? Because there's been a long debate about whether it should be allowed or not. But yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. That was the first one I had. Nice little -1/-1, just plague everyone out sort of deck.
Fun.
Wait, why couldn't
Sounds
you
like you
actually?
Because
he's black and red. You said he was Rakdos colours. If you had
which
Scorpion
one?
God, or was it one of the other leashes then?
I think it must be one of the other ones then. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, one of the other ones.
One of these chaps.
One of those chaps.
And have like this one, say.
Yeah, I think it was like Creekwood Liege or one of those lieges. But there's a long old debate as to whether that should be allowed or not, isn't there? But yeah, a lot of mistakes were made back in the day.
It does open up the flood to a lot of different cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know which side I fall on. I think it depends. Some days I wake up and I think, no, let's stay true. Be Commander. Have the colour identity.
Yeah.
And they are both colours. And then some days I wake up and I think, well, you can play them in a mono red deck, so why not?
No, yeah, exactly. That's one of the main arguments. But going back to collecting cards, what do you feel about? I know we've had a lot of promotional cards, and obviously the last few years has been the year of the big flashy card, the big sort of showcase, the collector editions, the secret layers, which are just technically extended arts reprints, and then even with secret layer cards coming directly into the market, which are obviously aimed at Commander players because they're legendary creatures. So how do you sort of stand on those?
Not a big fan of the secret lair walking. I mean, as a collector, I feel obliged to buy them, but I feel almost conned to buy them. Not that there's, I feel like I'm a bit of a niche of people that will sort of fall into that sort of category. But they've done cards where, or commanders, I should say, where they've potentially be like, for example, if we look back into our quarter, they did cards.
Oh yeah,
but alternate names with alternate arts for the same card. But it scratched get the standard one, or you can get these. I mean, that's a really nice way to sort of hit another fan base. Whereas the I thought you know, the way you can get this for a limited time,
Yeah.
and you know, from us direct, and you pay sort of a huge amount for just 5 or 6 cards. I felt that was a very I just thought that was sort of putting the line a little bit. The premise was of Secret Lair originally. I'm sure it was on the website. I'm not sure if it still is now. That it was just purely a reprint of cards people already had.
Yeah.
And it was more of, if you want to bling, it's very much unique cards. They are legal in multiple formats. This is the only way you can get them.
Yeah, and up until that point as well, it was just literally aesthetics on cards, wasn't it? It's like you say, why did they not print the actual card as, let's say, Negan was Zergo Helm Smasher instead of just a unique commander? That's that was the big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then does that count towards? I guess it still counts towards the history of the cards, and I guess that's why you're collecting them. It's just a bit of a sour point, but you don't regret getting those cards though.
No, I mean they look cool. They're now. They arrived
because I do.
Ago. They look cool.
Oh damn it! One day, James, let me play his Negan deck.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, at the end of the day, these cards are meant to be played with to some extent, aren't they? I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, the reasons for me collecting in this place is the potential that I could build almost potentially any deck on a whim. I've got a state multiple different cards which I can essentially build almost any deck, whether it be a good deck is a completely different matter, isn't it? But I could sort of like, you fancy coming down playing tonight? What do you want to play with? And I can essentially throw any deck together, which is kind of what
throw any deck together.
What sort of started this off.
Yeah.
But they're in there, a little bit sour about it, but as long as they don't keep doing it, I'm not going to be too worried.
No, yeah.
If they try and milk that cow, then it's going to be a bit disappointing.
Yeah, I reckon we'll probably see some more. Sort of crossovers with sort of intellectual properties, but I think they'll sort of approach it in a different way now. After, I mean, we did a whole episode on this, but do you reckon that's what they'll do, Tom? Do you reckon they'll approach it a different way now, like going forward with regards to any crossovers?
Yeah, I think so. I think they will try and just say we need to have it be in. If not, even if that's the first time they print, it'll be done with a caveat that you will see them print again under a Magic IP name. Like the Godzilla ones, like you'll see this is Godzilla, but underneath there'll be the little name of Champion Man. Yeah, Champion Man will be and I think they might even say like this is coming in within the next year or something. Like this is the way to get it first, but anyone can get it next year, sort of thing. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
So then, because I understand they've got to try if they want to try and do these IP crossovers, they've obviously got to try and please whoever owns the IP. They've got, if they're demanding that they want their Walking Dead cards to be individual and unique. I don't know where, who pushed on who there. Who said? Did they originally go to them and say like, "Oh look, we can reskin these as Walking Dead characters," and they said, "No, we want our characters to be our characters."
But they've done something similar before with Little Pony and Transformers as well, where they've done those sort of cards before. Completely unique cards, completely against the aesthetics of what you're imagining, and all that sort of history. But they made a border, which made them absolute. But these ones, they black border, so in theory they could be played in multiple formats, and that's where I think a lot of people got a bit upset about. They've done My Little Pony cards. They came in a little box. You could buy them as a set and stick them on the wall. They look great. You can even play them if you really want, and your group's happy against sort of having a bit of a fun game. But you think that's where they made the mistake.
Yeah, definitely.
They either go silver border or Korea and do the cards like that.
It's just weird how they got it right the first time with Godzilla, and then suddenly they did it that way. It's just really, really strange. And I forgot what I was going to say now.
It was just strange.
It was just strange. That's all it was.
It was a bit.
Yeah, but if someone turns up with like a My Little Pony or Transformers deck, or in this case a Negan deck with a silver border, and asks you the question, "Do you mind if I play with these cards? I've got a deck." It'd be like, yeah, okay. But then the fact that they've printed it, yeah, black border was the point that we was going on to. Black border is then playable in Legacy, where you see Rick, the steadfast leader, kicking ass with a human deck that's not in flavor. It's just really weird to see that.
It is a bit.
Yeah, so
that's part of the, isn't it? Is that sometimes when you sit down to play Magic the Gathering, it's sort of fantasy world, and then all of a sudden you see there's a Transformer there, and there's a dead character there. It just kind of ruins the feel and the vibe of the game.
Yeah,
I think that's what people go against this. And all weird set and so, and I think that sort of tick that niche. So why change?
Yeah, exactly. And then it counts towards obviously the cards that collectors want to get as part of their legendary creatures, because they are technically still legendary creatures. But as well as that, they're literally just an independent property, separate to Magic the Gathering. But because it's a legendary creature, you still have to feel sort of obliged as a collector to buy it, which is why, as you said earlier, you feel a little bit sort of roped into it, which is a bit annoying. So hopefully they address that better next time. But does that when you collect things and when you go through your collection as to what you got, what you're missing, is there a certain, like, does each card have like a certain number in the trail so you can follow the trail of what the first commander ever printed was to the 500th commander ever printed? Is there like a list or a trail of that?
There is no official list. No. I know I had a tweet on that got Gavin Verhey's response.
Oh yeah,
where I think we sort of replied to it, and then he sort of got on wagon as well. I thought, I'm put my 3 penneth in, but it was funny because if you go on to something like EDH Rec, which was my starting point in all fairness, because you go fire, they give you you get used to all possible commanders. It will always take out the banned commanders.
Yeah.
But if you go
to
something like EDH Rec, they will actually just highlight. Yeah, and recent Potter, it's got banned.
Oh yeah, Loot Tree.
But it's still in theory potentially a commander that people could play with if they, the rules committee said, yeah, fine, we'll have that in now. Fine. So that would change the number, would it?
No.
The sequence of what's been printed. So I personally go on the set it was printed. So obviously, Legends being the first set that Alien Creature was printed, and then I get like a card number. Scryfall will do this for where it'll give you an order of printings, and it will normally start white, then blue, black, and all the way down to multicolours. And that's reordering within per. So I find that's some more. It ticks a certain niche, a sort of things sort of very sort of sequential. So this is the order of the commanders. So by that I've got like a list that has all the names on. So I sort of once I get it off, which makes things easier. Sort of if I'm out and about, get up on my phone and I can see if there's certain cards that someone's got in their collection I don't have yet. So oh yeah, I need that. Add that to my collection. And then I sort of
so what was
that
the
in an Excel document.
Okay, yeah, Excel, yeah, all right.
Go on. Yeah, I've got like Excel document that counts all the cards that I have and how many I'm missing from which set.
But there's loads of formulas in that, isn't there?
There is a few, but I've considered making it an all solid Excel document. So I just got literally just tick off as I get them and auto the first sheet, which will then tell me how far I'm progressing. So there's over 1,000 cards, and I've already hit 60%. So that was
Cool.
a good day when that happened.
That's good.
But yeah,
And going back to the
let's go back into the question.
No, that's right.
Question of what?
Yeah. So what was the tweet? If you got it there, Tom, what was the tweet that went out?
I've not got it.
All
it was is James originally said that we were on track to get the 1,000th commander in 2020, I think it was, and it being the year of commander.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw it because it was one of the sort of recent tweets from James, and I said, "Or did we get it then?" And you said, by your calculations, it was Malcolm, wasn't it? Is that who you got it to? And then
it was, yeah. So like I said, I got it. So I counted it from per set, and then ignoring all the silver balls, obviously, because they're not legal commander cards. So that's the order I was sort of going by. Malcolm from Commander Legends, which I thought was a little bit amusing. Nothing special, but that's
the pirate one.
That's my particular way of ordering it. Yes.
And then,
however, Gavin and his team, I think he responded, didn't he?
Yeah, so I've just found out. Let me pop up on screen here. There it was.
Sure.
You said, "Will we get it?" I said, "Did it happen?" And there you are. You said it's going to be Malcolm, and Gavin said that someone in their team said the 1,000th was Omnath from Zendikar Rising, which is a bit more of a showcase name. That packs a punch, unlike Malcolm.
Yeah.
So
it really does. And I wish there way I could work out how they worked that out, because I can't. Where the only way I can put the 1,000th in, if you include all those silver bars, which includes cards such as the My Little Ponies and the Transformer, and everything else. And it does fall into Zendikar Rising. Then if you put their cards from their number sequence, which have in the little bottom corner, as you followed them, it still doesn't quite hit Omnath, unfortunately. And I thought, well, there's something.
Yeah.
I just think they wanted it to be the 1,000th commander. That's what's really, are they?
This man does.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Clearly, we have too much time.
No, definitely not. Nice. So yeah, let's talk about Walking Dead flashy cards. So with regards to flashy cards, obviously we're going to see the likes of we've
had a few
already
now.
Yeah, we've seen the Commander Collection Green come out, which obviously has the Omnath Locus of Mana in there. I think there's another legendary creature in there, but I can't remember what it is. But we are seeing, obviously, Secret Lair, flashy products, reprint.
Furlies?
That's the one, yeah. The Planeswalker that can be your commander. But we are seeing flashier cards come out now that are reprints. So as a collector, do you want to go for the older style ones, or do you want to go for the flashier ones when you're trying to collect the commanders that you might not necessarily have yet?
Generally, yeah. No, I understand, because obviously, cards, especially what prints you had in Conventions with the whole commander
partners,
really flashy sort of etched foil versions. However, a book collector isn't really happy unless he has the first edition. So, you have the edition of a print. As far as I'm concerned, that's the card that track down and obtain. It's all because certain cards that have been printed to the ground. I think the first time I had a Krenko deck, it was from a Goblins and Versolves deck.
Oh, nice! Yeah,
the dual decks used to get, but
I love them.
Original printing was Commander 2013.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a process to find each and every unique one.
Yeah.
However, once you have a complete list, it's pretty simple because I've only got one list with each commander. So there doesn't come up because reprints just doesn't have to, but not on my list because that's all I care about. I just feel that I own something. If I'm going to own something, I want the first one. When that set came out, and it just looks a lot neater as well, especially if you can as a sort of like a little portfolio. All commanders from a particular set, they have a certain neatness about them that if you put some bit flashier, it kind of like pulls the attention away from you.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely.
Yeah, it look a bit weird having, like say, the original sort of Legends set, say, but then with just half among them reprinted into new frames and stuff, and just look all a bit out of place.
I do love some frames. The new stuff looks brilliant and flashy and very pretty, and you want to show it off on the table with your mates and this, that, and the other. I do like the originals that if I'm going to play with old school, Commander, I want him to be in his original form. Of course, we've had a lot of alternate versions for original cards.
I'll show you one of my favourites that was probably one of the first legendaries I ever came across, but I've never built it. I always wanted to, but I'm just crap at deck building, so I've never tried it because it's a 5-color legendary, and on it just says creature legend. I'll give you a clue as to what it is. So it is 5-color.
What is that then? Just creature legend?
Yeah, it says creature legend. It's
There
5-color.
That many colors.
It's a 5/5.
Is it my favourite?
5/5.
It's not your favourite, Tom, but it's the same. It's the same gold. It's the same gold. Same gold shading that they had back in those days. Yeah, it's the same look as that. So it's a 5-color one. It's a 5/5, and it has activated abilities. It's turned into a quiz show. So it's a 5-color legendary. It's a 5/5, and it has 5 activated abilities. Here we go.
Abilities.
5 activated abilities.
Can you see?
It's brilliant.
I can't. There's a way of searching how old stuff is on here. That didn't work. That's not.
Well, actually, what you can go is Oh, you're talking about Chromat.
There he is.
Chromat.
I saw a thing today how big Chromat is. Massive.
Hey? Yeah.
I saw a thing today about how big Chromat is, and it's really long.
Really long.
Really long. It's like a long centipede, and it is huge.
Click on him. I want to see him on the screen there.
He made him high 5.
Oh god, too far.
Look at it. Look at that. I reckon that's coma. That's coma on a different plane. That is.
That's breaking through.
Yeah, that's one of the first legendaries I got my hands on a long time ago. Just makes you want to build a mutate deck with just loads of weird mutate stuff in it and just have him as a great target. But
that would work.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Lovely wings.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Beautiful card. I don't know how I got onto Chromat.
That's the beauty, isn't it? One of the first ones you wanted to build.
Yeah, one of the first ones I wanted to build. But I just back in those days, I was still playing 60-card decks on the pavement, and I just didn't know how to sort of fit 5 colors in a deck with only basic lands because I only thought basic lands were the lands that we could have. I didn't know any of non-basics back in those days when I was playing on the pavement as a kid.
That's like you were like playing with leftover cards or something that people just thought threw on the floor and these will do.
Yeah, that'll do.
I
Yeah,
couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
string
Imagine
string
playing with
together a
any sort of deck we've got now. So we'll just play on the pavement, lad, right?
Oh no, yeah, it's heresy, isn't it?
The amount of looks you'd get.
Yeah,
Well, you know everyone's buying up their old the old Pokemon cards at the moment, spend like thousands of pounds on old Charizards and stuff.
yeah.
I've got one that a foil, good first edition one, folded into quarters with a Cartman sticker on the back. Because that's what you needed to do with Pokemon cards when we were kids, wasn't it? You just, yep, that needs to be special, so
Yeah.
I'll keep him in my pocket.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, don't even know the value.
Absolutely brilliant. Don't do it.
I'm still trying to find this picture of how big Chromat is.
I don't
Honestly,
think
it's massive. Honestly, it's huge.
I
can't
don't
believe it.
think Chromat has any lore at all. I don't know. He doesn't have any lore whatsoever.
Chromat is eating a polar bear. Oh, it is.
I want to see this.
Oh, no, I'm not going to zoom in. Oh, no, what's happening here?
Oh,
So whoever's-
right, it's a polar bear.
Yeah, there's a polar bear on the floor here being eaten.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
awful.
that's enlightening.
Back left.
Maybe it's just global warming reincarnated.
Here's this guy. Don't know why. Something to do with Chromat. I will find it.
Yeah, it just hasn't got any lore. It's
No.
it's a creature legend, but there's no legend behind it. It's just like, what's going on there? Oh dear. I think you. I'm reading some notes here.
Yep.
You had a question about commanders fit in more sets, Tom. I'm reading one of your notes here. Are they printing more commanders?
Yeah. Do you find that there's more commanders now than there used to be in standard sets? Such as, especially, obviously, we had Dominaria, but like aside from that, do you feel
Very
generally? I feel,
much
yeah.
so.
I just wasn't sure if you had the definite numbers to back that up.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, my little document can verify exactly because in 2020 we had 185 commanders. Now, obviously, a large chunk of that, it's about 73 of them, came from Commander Legend. That's still 100, plus commanders from other sets. Previously, it was 7. That was in 2019 and 2018. We had 101, but that did have 44 out of Dominaria. And if you go back a little bit longer, to 17, 45.
So is it increasing each year then?
Previous year, 51. That was 2016. 2015. It has been steady. I mean, what's really is if you go back to 2003, 8 Commander Legends, and we have from Legions and Mirrodin had 2, and so they jumped quite up, quite considerably in 2000 because you had the Kamigawa.
Yeah.
46.
All the spirits and stuff.
But they dropped back down after that. So after block, it drops like 36 and 16s and quite low numbers. And it stayed pretty much all the way till we started getting gods and Journey of Nyx and all that conspiracy. I think we started squeezing extra sets in. The numbers started to sort of increase sort of steadily. But we're still getting sort of like commanders per set. Recently, like 20 or 17, I think Zendikar Rising had Jumpstart or supplementary, but that's still another commanders. So than their original ones. So they are throwing more in, and we are going. This is go based on Kaihel being what 33.
Yeah.
That's the 2 from the commander. We're going to hit well into the 100. End of summer by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think what one of the things that's gonna
recognize.
One of the things that's going to contribute to more and more commanders being added is the fact that each set that's released now into standard is a completely new plane, whereas before it was like Innistrad, Ixalan, and then Ravnica. There was like blocks of different things, so the character could only really appear once in that entire standard block. Whereas now we're getting Kaldheim, Strixhaven, Dungeons and Dragons.
Last time that happened, yeah. So we had the last time we had a block that sort of went back to back a bit was like Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnican Allegiance, and that was the last time that we had 8 in our set. So 8 for each of those. So I suppose that demonstrates that sort of lore, doesn't it? Sort of proportionate, but I still feel that's a bit of a jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is big. I think, obviously, like I say, it's somewhere new. When we've been to Ravnica before, I know everyone wants to revisit the old legends, but you don't necessarily have to show everyone.
No.
But then now we've just come to Kaldheim, everyone wants to know a bit more about the world and who's who and who's doing what. So I think that's why they end up flooding the field a bit.
Yeah.
Then the other reason I think it might be, this I don't really know, is whether or not they use it as a way to almost balance standard a bit. Obviously, being the rule in standard that you can only have 1 copy on the field, do they use it as a way to make cards stronger? But the drawback is you can only have 1 on the field. So is that their way of being able to push cards a bit further?
Then add a lot more diversity to all the number of decks we have, I suppose.
Yeah. It's like Questing Beast is legendary.
It's got quite a lot,
I think.
Legends. Yeah.
Questing Beast legendary, is it?
He better be.
You could.
No way.
I'm still really zoomed in on this picture of Chromat.
5 a year.
Oh wow! Did not know that.
Literally, think of a word in the English dictionary, and it will appear on Question Be somewhere. Fact. Magic fact.
Oh, brilliant.
It's a lot of text. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Brilliant.
Questing Beast. Yeah, it's good. It's a good time. It's like it's what Gavin said last year. I think it was on Command Zone. He came on to say about Commander Collection Green, and he said it was a great time to be a Commander player because of all these commanders coming out. So I think they're only gonna put more and more cards in, aren't they, that we can use going forward.
Yeah, but at the same time, what I used to like, I think pre Year of Commander was, and you come out and you don't maybe grab maybe one of the legends that dropped. So when a set drops, you might get 3 or 4 cards. Yeah, that's fine. Wait for it to price drop. Spend a few quid, easy. But you're buying a lot of old cards as well, so to build up new decks. But I feel now there are some new staples.
Yeah.
That being a commander where I used to be quite affordable, get you to be involved in because you can play with so many old cards. I used like
jank
to keep up. You've got to really account for so many new cards.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
And
I think it's a double-edged sword.
Sorry, I was going to say it used to just feel like the dregs of standard cards that were too expensive to play like mana wise.
High CMC.
Oh, you could throw that in your commander deck and bust them out, and it'd be fun. It was it was just slower.
Well, one of the very first times I went along to Project, I think it was like a draft day. I went along and I pulled out got some pack. Pulled this. Oh, put this in. What kind of deck? Oh yeah, we don't play with that. That's a 2 cost. That was in like a commander game. And I said, well, what's that? 100 card decks. You don't want to get into that. And this was back, when I started playing. But now it's like the only game that really plays.
Yeah.
But even then, I think some of the high mana costs is like, it's too expensive.
That's what I mean. I
It's
think
just-
I think
I
the
think it's a-
game is. I think the game is evolving into a state where the physical paper game people want to play Commander, but online people want to play the Magic Arena. So I think it's becoming two distinct, very different games. You got the Commander social board game esque style epic games of Commander, and then you've got the standard grind and competitiveness and all that sort of stuff of Standard, which I've been enjoying recently. But I think they're two different games entirely.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah,
I think there's a certain appeal with Commander, where it's away from a screen. You're face to face with people. You know, it's a bit of banter, and it's making deals, and not picking on the one that's not popping off. To sort of leave them alone, let them build up. And I just think if all that went to Arena, it's going to lose the. You just can't really cap on a screen. Massive board states. That's I can't see it. I mean, you do. I mean, I play Magic on online, and they do play Commander, but it just doesn't look the same. It doesn't appeal to me, and I've never once wanted to try it. I have played Arena. Yeah. It's okay. It feels it picks a scratch. I mean, what I do like about Arena is how a lot of the new cards work. It's a very good way to find that out, because guaranteed there are going to be some players that exploit the hell out of cards and they go, oh, I realize it that. That'd be good to know when you're playing Commander with mates. But and that's what I do use it for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm of the opinion that eventually everything will come to Arena. I'm part of that conspiracy theory. But yeah, I don't know. Probably a long way off. Probably never will happen.
There's something very satisfying. Something very satisfying about holding real cards and plotting and.
Do you think kids care?
Yeah.
No, that's that.
Or do they see money bags?
They probably will. Yeah, they probably will. They probably will do it. They probably will do it just because it will force people to go on there and just scratch that itch if they can't do it. But I think ultimately everyone wants to play in person when you want to play those epic games. You want to tell those stories. You sit around the table in opposed to a campfire and you do that. That's what it's all about with Commander, whereas Arena is just more of the grind. Just waiting for it to catch up.
That once we are all allowed to go around when we are allowed to play with everyone sort of face to face again, I think Commander's going to come back even stronger. Genuinely feel that people are going to want to socialize even more so to sort of
I was about to bring up the point, when everything goes back to normal, will we see the standard drop off, because that's not what people want to be doing in person. They want to be gathering, Magic the Gathering, all around all the friends that play. Commander is obviously massively popular. Is that just going to fall away for a little bit while everyone sort of reconvenes in these pods and what have you? Like you said, I think it will be the case.
Yeah. I don't know. I think people are going to have a hankering to get back to competitive play. Right. To see something real.
We'll wait and see.
Hopefully.
Place your bets now.
Yeah, I think that is, isn't it? It's very much. I think that's the beauty of playing with real cards. It is the reactions of people's faces when you do something that you win the game. It doesn't really translate.
Stand up and
something like or oh my god, Murtide.
Well, I don't believe it. Walking out the shop. Yeah. And we wouldn't be having this podcast now if it wasn't for Paper Commander. So that's a testament to what else it can do for you as well.
There is that.
That's where we all met.
I don't think everything needs to be digital. I don't think everything needs to be, all neatly packed computer all the time. Sometimes, mixing friends and just messing around and making misplays is part and parcel of the appeal, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So.
Definitely. And we rose this point briefly last time, but I think I mean it's weird because Magic Commander was not the way Magic was supposed to be played. It was meant to be played as a one-on-one game, but it just evolved into a. Because the first experience I had playing Magic was playing with my uncle and his friends, and they all played tabletop kitchen table Magic. That's the only Magic they ever played, was in a group, just because they liked the cards and the art and stuff. They never played in a competitive way. So I think that a lot of people have entered that point just by playing cards on the pavement, like I did with my friends, and we had 3 or 4 friends in our group, so we couldn't leave the other guy out or what have you. So we had to get everyone involved. And I think that's why Commander's sort of made and tailored to that sort of social dynamic of the environment. Whereas Arena, you can just grind and play whenever you want at any time, which is great. That's what I like about it. But yeah, Commander, I think, is the social of it. Social aspect is being missed. That's for sure.
And one thing in general, just from sort of playing in person or online, is both core for competitive and just Commander, is just being able to read your opponent. Just looking at their face and you think, you got a trick. You got a trick. Or just looking at them thinking,
you've got a counter, haven't you?
Or you just play against the blue player and they just sit there like this. And you just know, you ain't got shit, son. I'm going to kick your fucking ass. Give me priority and I'm just going to smash you hard with this 7/7. Give it!
I hate asking someone, does that resolve? Does it resolve?
It's like,
Mummy, please, does it resolve?
Please, does it resolve? Oh, dear. Blue players, eh?
My favourite words, in response.
In response?
No!
Yeah. Oh, damn.
In response.
Yeah. God. Wow. Yeah, so it's we're all missing it dearly, but I'm sure it will come back eventually. There's ways to scratch these itches, but ultimately it's the gathering that we need and want back in life, really. What other stuff we got? We got some additional stuff as well, haven't we? We got there's a new secret lair recently, wasn't there?
There is, but more importantly, I have got how big Chromat is.
Oh yeah. Oh
Boom.
my goodness me.
That is what Chromat looks like if he lays out flat, or they lay out flat, should I say?
Wow.
So yeah, about as tall as human and much longer.
Wow, that is massive.
So let that feed your nightmares.
That would give Chromat a run for his money, wouldn't it? Look at the length of it. The length is massive. Huge length. Isn't it, James?
Sorry.
Brilliant.
So we've all learned something today.
Raw children here,
exactly. Yeah.
Me and Aaron know each other very well.
Brilliant. Oh dear.
So, do you have anything else?
Did someone actually mention secret lair?
I did, yeah. I did say there was secret lair.
Secret lair, yeah,
you
you
do
do actually,
indeed.
yes. There was a new set. I saw some cards. I think there's there's a Teferi and a new Cultivate. I think that was the one, wasn't it?
So yeah, it's in aid of Black History Month, and in particular, it's called Black Girls Code, which is charity that helps sort of get young Black women into sort of tech industry jobs. So yeah, good to see them just sort of spreading some enlightenment for Black History Month.
Yeah.
So the cards we've got is Shalai, Voice of Plenty.
That's
that looks
awesome.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also just generally pretty good commander card. I'm happy with that.
I've played against it a few times. It's pretty good.
Could probably go in my upcoming deck.
Absolutely, yes.
I don't think I've got one, so it probably won't. And here, here's a bigger version of the image.
Nice. The size of that sword, it's massive.
That except that is monstrous.
That is the
Literally
length
the
on
size
that.
of her arm.
Her hands are full, aren't they?
Yeah. Cool. Massive. Love it. Yeah, that art is awesome though.
And then we've got a ponder.
Yep.
Will the future be brighter? Asked the girl. Riel smiled. I will teach you how to make it so. So that's nice and uplifting.
Yeah, lovely colours in that as well. It's really vibrant.
Yeah.
What else we got? So ponder, shall I?
There's a little story here. If you want to come to this, cool.
That's right. That'll be one of your episodes, Tom.
Maybe it will. Yeah, fair. Actually, we'll do that in a minute.
Cultivate, lovely.
Here's the cultivate. So there's the close up again.
Nice.
And they're literally growing a black lotus.
That's quality.
Black History Month.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little origin story of the black lotus.
Maybe that would be worth covering that on a story. That's pretty good. I like that. Brewing the Black Lotus. Quality.
And then we've got Kaya.
Yeah.
So is this... That's not her original printing, is it? No, yeah, that is, isn't it?
All's of Usurper is, I think. Yeah.
No.
No, it's not.
Reprint. So yeah, this must be the original then. The Ghost Assassin.
Yeah.
And we've all become massive fans of Kaya over Kaldheim. Watching her at the forefront. Shame she doesn't have the axes here. And you can see there's now a few different weird... they seem to not really get the message across how she got her axes. In the story, Tyvar literally grows them for her out of a pebble.
Yeah.
But then there's a few weird depictions now of her being given them by other people, or some that just clearly don't look like they've been grown. So
really?
So not very good continuity there,
No.
unfortunately. I was hoping. So it will be interesting to see whether or not she sticks with the axes, whether she likes them. But I don't think so. I think she'll go back to the daggers once she gets off Kaldheim. Yeah, a nice different style. Like I say, more like the
Ikoria lands.
Secret lair, wasn't there? There was another secret lair that was all sort of more comic style. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, this fits in well with that.
Not the slime one, not the prime slime one. Not that one.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of, Aaron.
No.
Still unopened.
Still unopened.
I've now lost it, to be honest, Aaron. It's now got into that point of the life where I just don't actually know where I've put it anymore.
Brilliant. Never see those again then. They'll be under the stack of dishes again.
No, under there. That was just a bloody Virgin Media bill this week. That wasn't interesting. Trying to sell me more stuff.
Brilliant.
Have we got any more? Oh, there is more. I know for sure. There's Kaya Bigger.
Nice.
There's Fairy with Niambi and what's her name?
Oh, so there's a Caravaneer, isn't it? The red card. Is it?
Subira. That's it.
Yeah.
Subira. Yes. So yeah, that's... They really seem to be picturing Teferi as like the ultimate father figure lately.
Absolute family man, yeah.
Yeah, which I'm glad for. Like, because I feel like he's one of, like, we don't get that with most of the Planeswalkers. We don't really know much about their families and stuff. We know sort of where they come from a bit. Like Chandra, we know a bit about her family. Jace, we know a tiny bit about his mum.
Liliana's got the brother and all that sort of thing, hasn't she? And
yeah, Liliana we know a bit, I suppose. And obviously the Kenrith twins, we know their dad's king and stuff. But most we don't really get to see like a family side of any of them or anything. It's just here they are, here's a character, here's why they're angry at the world that makes their spark ignite. Now watch them grow. But yeah, I think this is nice just to see a bit more backstory on them, especially as such like an old beloved character as Teferi. Like, I don't know.
And absolutely overpowered as well at the same time. Yeah, this Teferi is awesome.
Yes, Angrath, exactly. What is Angrath doing? We know he has children, and we don't know where they are.
What, little Minotaur babies?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness me. I want to hear that story.
At the end of Ixalan, he
Oh.
goes home to them at long last. And then
Wow.
when he gets back he's forced back into War of the Spark. And I think that should have been much bigger. He should have been like, I am very angry right now.
Oh, Angrath.
So I've not read this article. That's the other one. That was it. The Teferi's Protection is where we saw Teferi again. And that was another secret lair product.
Yeah, that was Extra Life, wasn't it, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that?
There's a legendary creature version.
Yeah, say that was. I was just trying to see what but that's just Teferi on a card, but it's not even a real Teferi card.
Hmm.
And I think that so that was the
They
last
do
one.
hit and misses, don't they, with these secret layers?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I think they're more like themes now, aren't they? Like themes, charities, like artist showcase. They do like different style ones now, don't they?
Yeah. This year is meant to be. I say this year. It's only the second year of us having.
That's true.
secret
Yeah.
layers. But apparently, this is meant to be focusing more on artistic styles and like artists in particular.
Yeah.
So it will be
That's
interesting
cool.
to see.
Yeah.
And also, if anyone has a toddler, they will know exactly what's happening in this picture here. I can attest to that. Violence is the only way to put the there, and that is exactly how your other half looks on. No care for your well-being. So
Brilliant.
violence.
Nice. So we had that, and any sort of Karltheim cards that anyone's got yet, or has their eye on at all?
There's a
I know we went into the fact that there's a lot of FOMO, there's a lot of staples get printed all the time, but any sort of interesting ones that you like? Oops.
I don't know, Aaron. There's so many good ones. The poison one, Death Touch Poison.
Oh yeah,
That's chap.
he was in the story, wasn't he? Finn
Yeah,
the Fang Bearer.
Yep, he popped up. I don't know whether he's in the side stories yet. We miss him in there. I liked his little rivalry with the elves.
Yeah. What's he doing here?
With their snake worshipping ways.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think he fought Coma, didn't he? I think on his flavor text he says, "Has Coma come back for more?" So he took a stand against the legendary serpent himself.
Yeah, I don't honestly believe that he did that. I think he just thinks he did that. I think he just fought a big snake.
Yeah. Dreamt
I
of it,
think-
maybe.
I think Coma would have eaten him.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. There's a card I'm using on Arena at the moment. Feed the Serpent. It's just black and 2 for exile type creature or planeswalker. I don't know why I brought that up. Actually, I think I was in the art. There's someone getting fed to the serpent.
Yeah.
Which might have been Finn. What you got your eye on, James?
yeah, there's something I quite like. There's so many quite a new. Was it Realm?
Oh yeah, yeah. The legendary one that's built on Fenrir.
It's gonna probably be that. Is it more of a?
Yeah, Sarulf. Good card.
Yeah,
It's a shame he didn't appear in the story.
looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also, have you seen that artwork? There's some artwork of Kaya, like, fighting off Sarulf. Like, when did that happen? Oh, here it is, massive at the top here.
What
And
on earth?
also, I said fighting off, being eaten alive by, and she seems completely oblivious to it.
Looks like she's sort of leading him, if anything. I'm not sure if she's getting eaten. He's like side by side sort of thing.
No,
No?
she's she is chum in this picture, I'm afraid.
Oh, she's pedigree, yeah.
No, yeah, I don't know. Just again, I find the best artwork we've seen for this set so far, particularly involving Kaya, isn't on cards, and I don't know whose decision that was. Yeah, we need something. We need them to be put somewhere.
Yeah. Another issue I have as well with the whole story and the way characters are represented is the fact that Varagoth is the absolute hulking demon that everyone's afraid of, and they're fighting him on the last episode of the Kaldheim story, episode 5. He is the huge demon with massive wings, and on his card, he's a 2/3 demon rogue with death touch, and he has no wings.
No,
And he's a demon rogue. That character should have been Cardor, the Doom Scourge. That should have been the demon that everyone was afraid of. The big Rakdos black and red one that forces combat. It just doesn't make any sense why they have those two round the wrong way almost.
No, this is the biggest disconnect that I can think of for a long time between cards and story.
Yeah.
Apart from I'd say it's even bigger than the War of the Spark stuff, because that was all just sort of weird. But this is just sort of, in one, he's depicted as the real big bad enemy, like the next big demon. Liliana's big demons have all been killed. This is the next one to take the pedestal.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's actually just like a little 2/3.
Yeah, a bit weird, a bit strange. It's like even I'm going on a massive demonic tangent, James. This is what we do all the time. Just any sort of demons crop up, they take about half an hour. But there was
it's great. I like it.
But there was another creature as well, Burning Rune Demon, which was a black and 4 for a flying 6/6 demon. Which when it enters, you search for 2 cards. One goes into your hand and one goes into the grave, but the opponent chooses which goes where. There he is. This could have been the large creature that they were fighting, a 6/6 flying demon with a huge halberd with wings. But I just don't get it. It's a bit of a disconnect. Sick card though. I did get that in the end. That one.
Yeah, it is really good.
Yeah, great in Malphagor, where just stuff wants to be in the graveyard. Just tutor him for 2 things basically on a 6/6 body, which is good. Not how.
This is lowly Varagoth. He's got the weapon. Fair, he's got that.
But in the story, it says he has wings. Where are his wings? Yeah. Even in the showcase art, he has no wings.
And he's tattered if they are. If this little red bit here is meant to be wings, he's not flying far on them. And
I'm sorry, but that is not a rogue creature, is it? Yeah. That is not a rogue. Let's be honest. It's not a rogue at all. I mean, he's got roguish abilities, a 2/3 death touch. I mean, what was it? Thieves Guild Enforcer it is a rogue that becomes a 2/3 with death touch if the opponent has more than 8 cards in their graveyard. That wouldn't be able to stand up to Varagoth, surely. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's my rant for the day.
Yeah, Tom said, do we think that it got changed late on? And I
reckon so.
I think it did somewhere, but I can't work out which direction did it get changed. Did the card get cut? Did the story they suddenly decide they need to make it bigger? I don't know. I don't know which one got amended last minute, but definitely somewhere.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It almost reads like you want to put this in a Euroko deck, that Varagoth, because you target yourself to put that card with a massive high converted mana cost on top of your library. It sounds like it's more of a ninja card, like a rogue card, like a Thieves Guild sort of card, but it's a demon that's a big bad berserker in the story. It just doesn't make any sense. Never mind,
Crazy.
But yeah. I still got it. So it looks pretty sick. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's right, mate. Yeah, it's been good. And just a few things before we go. If you want to play any sort of EDH online and you want to test it out with Spell Table, it's a good platform for scratching that itch when you can. Obviously, it's not good as a real thing, as we discussed. But you can go join our Discord, which is the link below. It's in the show notes or it's on the chat in front of you. And we've also got merchandise now as well. T-shirts. We got the Pass a Turn logo on there, which I'm gonna get one actually soon, just so I can wear it. And then we've got also I Play Magic T-shirts. So when we're out and about again, you can just have a T-shirt that says I Play Magic, so people can know that you are a cool person and that they can play games with you straight away. It's good to just project the fact that you are an absolute nerd and you love this game, and I'm sure you'll get some conversations out of it. And then go follow us on Instagram at Pass a Turn and Twitter at pass_the_turn. Is it?
I think it is.
Yeah. But if you just type in Pass a Turn, it will come up on up on Twitter.
I've got one final bit of business I want to address. Just that we've had some beef between a certain member on the cast and a certain Gavin Verhey.
Yeah.
They both like to rock a rather magnificent beard.
Yeah.
And I just thought we'd judge whose is better. This is Gavin's in its glory.
That's quite an impressive.
Wow, that's lockdown beard, isn't it?
And can I get? I was trying to get just James an equal footing with it.
Oh, where's the thumbnail? Where's the picture that James sent me?
Well, this is not...
Oh, brilliant. He's just there now. Absolute Father Christmas.
Just Gavin, part of our team now. He's an official member.
Yeah.
Honorary member.
Part of the extended universe.
Just talking about T-shirts. That is a pretty sweet jumper.
Yeah.
That real old school.
What was you saying, James?
I don't know.
He looks so much for, doesn't he? Because he's got quite a small head. He's quite a small head when he takes the beard off. It just looks so... What happened?
Where's it gone?
Yeah, it really is.
Brilliant.
That's good. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's a nice jumper, though, what he's got on. But yeah, it's been good, James. Thank you very much for joining us today. And wherever you might be out there in the big wide world, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification and check us out on our Spotify's, Amazons, and all that sort of thing as well. We're all on there now as well. So there is a link tree as well. You've got it there. There it is. Yeah. So all the links will be in the description box below. You can go and find all of our other stuff out there. But again, thanks for joining us today, James. A little bit of a delay.
It's a pleasure.
Sweet. Ciao.
All right. Thank you very much.